Do you know, I often speak to people and I hear people say to me about how did you start your own company and be so successful in such a short space of time? You know, did you have a lot of money to invest in it? You know, did you have a lot of like clients? And my answer to them is no to all of those. When I started my company with my business partners, we actually had jack shit. You know, to be honest, we actually started our company with £1,400 and not a single client in the diary. Like seriously, that's real talk. That's how it started. And nearly 4 years down the line, with now, you know, multiple members of staff, you know, multiple clients, both domestic and commercial, there has not been one day in nearly 4 years where there's been a day in a diary where there hasn't been work for all the members of staff. And people say, well, how do you do that? I've spent probably the last 6, 7, 8 years just watching other people within my industry and other industries, and watching how other people behave, watching how people behave with their money in their business and personally, and also watching how other people do things, how people attack certain situations, certain scenarios, and learning from them, and also learning from the things they did wrong and learning from their mistakes, which is quite a valuable lesson to learn. Because if I can learn from somebody else's mistake, it means I don't have to make that mistake to learn that lesson, if that makes sense, because I've already learned it from somebody else. And it might sound quite selfish and bad to learn from someone else's downfall, but let's be honest, we all do it, don't we? You know, if somebody walks in a puddle when you're walking down the street and somebody walks in a puddle and it's deeper than they thought and their whole foot up to their ankle gets wet, you don't walk through the puddle behind them, you walk around it, correct? So I've been doing exactly the same thing. And I've also been just watching how people perform, how people create things, especially on things like social media. So many people say, oh my God, I don't get any like clicks or likes or no attention on my Facebook page, on my Instagram, on my social media. And I say to them, it's because you're not consistent enough. And I've learned this over the years by watching and, you know, just basically homing in on what other people are doing. It's just about constant consistency. It's about content. It's like with a business, if you don't advertise, the phone stops ringing. If you don't have adverts out, your client base, your market is not going to sit, and you have to learn what's good for the market. And I say to people, it's a bit like feeding animals at the zoo. If you have a tiger in a cage and you're standing at one side of the cage with a big red ass steak in your hand, the tiger comes to you and he eats. If you run out of steak and the next guy the other side of the cage has one in his hand, where's the tiger gonna go? He's not gonna stand there and look at you, he's off for his next meal. And it's the same scenario, it's the same principle. So it's content, you have to keep putting out the content, have to keep putting the photos, have to keep doing the blogs, have to keep doing the videos, the banners, the posters, the advertising. And it is advertising for your brand or your business is another full-time job. So if you don't have someone that can do it, then you have to employ somebody to do it, and it is an expense. Advertising and marketing is an expense, but the ROI on it is massive. If you don't know what ROI stands for you newbies, return on investment. So I invest heavily onto Google marketing, I invest heavily into my websites, and it enables my website and my company brand to be on page 1 of Google 7 days a week, and that's why I get the clicks, that's why I get the phone calls, and it does cost money. But I pay somebody else to consistently, daily monitor that and work on that. So you have to do the same thing. Whatever you're doing, if you're just doing a YouTube page or a Facebook page or an Instagram page, even a personal thing for a hobby, you need to be smashing it every single day. Every single day without fail, but you have to be consistent. You can't do it for a month and then stop, because the market will go somewhere else. You have to just keep feeding the market. So it's all about consistency, and like in my last video previously, it's about work ethic. It's about how much work am I prepared to put in order to achieve X. Yeah, do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not about, if you put a little bit of work in, you're going to achieve a little bit of success. Makes sense? And so on and so forth. So it's up to you to gauge where you want to be and what you want to achieve, and that will tell you how much work you need to put in. Understand what I'm saying? So I hope this is valuable. If you want to hear more, because there will be more coming soon, click the button, subscribe, like, and I'll be back soon. Have a good day. Real talk. Take care.